Hi TLC, I'm Johnny Fakis. I'm 32 years old, will be 33 years old next month in April. I guess I'm just here to tell you a little bit about my hobby slash Christmas obsession, I guess you could say. Where can I say I started? I guess back when I was 13 years old was when I really started kind of going crazy for Christmas. I always helped my mom decorate the tree and inside, and I always thought, well, inside looked nice, and once everything was done, then you go outside and it would be like, it's really dark. And here winter is very cold, long, and dark, so I wanted to think of a way, how can I kind of brighten up the yard and make winter not so gloomy. So rifling around some boxes that my parents had from back when they first got married, there was a couple boxes of C7 Christmas lights that they used to use on the real tree they used to have. So I went and I took them and decided to do a little spruce tree up that we had in our front yard growing up. So did that. That was the first year. Put typical garland and stuff like that, and thought, hey, you know what? There's other trees and bushes in the yard. So that Boxing Day that same year, went to Sears and a couple other stores, purchased another couple strands of C7 bulbs so that they all match, set of blue, set of red. Was able to do the other two cedars the next year, and then I guess that's when I also started purchasing my first blow molds. The first 4 blow molds I had purchased was the typical snowman, Santa Claus, and the 2 candles. And it just kind of grew from there. I've always liked blow molds. I find it fascinating how a piece of plastic with some paint can literally be brought to life just by plugging it in and illuminating it. And the different shapes and figurines that have come in. Like I've collected over the years all the Disney characters. Still looking for a few of the rare ones, Tweety, the large Tweety and stuff like that. And but everything from Santa's sleigh and reindeers to trains and soldiers, nutcrackers, you name it, I got it, and still adding to it every year. Also along with that, I do have quite a few wire silhouettes, like the 3D sculptures. As I mentioned before, I do have a big interest in nutcrackers and soldiers. And I can say penguins too, and trains. Those are my top things I like to collect. So I do have my largest nutcrackers that I have are actually taller than I am. Like they're 6 feet tall and about 3 feet, maybe 2.5, 3 feet wide, and just monster things. Like these would be ones you would normally see in like a mall around Santa's workshop type of thing. So I was really excited when I was able to collect those last Christmas. I also have a couple other ones, ceramic ones, which I actually leave up year-round, one on either side of my fireplace, because they are not your typical Christmas colors, bright and flashy like the other ones are. They're more of a modern copper color, so they match and they look like they're just a statue. So it's a little bit of Christmas I like to keep up year-round. What else can I tell you? Like I said, I've collected since I was 13 years old. I've been in the paper every year growing up for my Christmas displays. Some of these are the newspaper clippings. Every year that I won contests for the local papers and lights and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. We used to have 9 tour buses come by every night. It would drive my dad absolutely nuts, hearing the roaring buses coming by. And it was a hobby that then actually created a business for myself, because there were people out there that actually loved looking at lights and the way it looked, but didn't want to actually have to go through the effort of doing it and didn't know how to do it properly. So what started out as a hobby, I've now actually made as a side business as well. I've done malls, banquet halls, and homes and stuff like that too. And the neat thing is, I also do some grocery stores as well for friends of mine, and it actually allows me to, it's kind of bad to say, but to keep collecting, and what I'm not able to use in my yard that year, because I change my themes every year, I'm able to swap with the other stores as well. So they have something new every year, and it's always changing, and I kind of don't have to ever get rid of any of the figurines that I have. I just keep adding to them. Thing is, storage now is a big thing. I have to actually purchase 2 storage sheds. They're 9 by 10 by 9 feet. 2 of them we purchased. They are full. The garage rafters are full. There's shelves in the garage, they're full. Underneath the deck outside is full. Just the stuff inside all goes into a crawl space underneath the extension of the house that is jam-packed. Like, it was half empty last year, and that's how much I had actually added this year. It's filled the whole crawl space up. I do have quite a few items that have a lot of sentimental value for me. That was usually like Christmas gifts that I used to get every year as a kid. Was my dad used to purchase a lot of Christmas items for me, because it was an easier thing to do. I wasn't into toys, because 5 minutes later it's done, you know, deal with it. This was something each year you take it out, add to it, and so another collection I used to have tons of, and I actually downsized, was the porcelain ceramic houses. And I think at peak I had probably close to 60 houses, 60, 70. And it just got to a point where it had to downsize, and I only kept the pieces that were more memorable that my dad had purchased for me. And the reason why these mean a lot to me is now my dad has been gone 10 years now, passed away with cancer. So a lot of those decorations that he had purchased for me have sentimental value, and it reminds me, and I like to put those out every year, and it reminds me, and it keeps him part of the holidays every year as well. What else can I say? Like I said, I do change my design every year. Last year I had 15,000 lights, and we had actually just moved into the house, so it was like a last minute thing. Just unloaded all the stuff off the truck and just kind of threw it up wherever, trying to make somewhat of a design. And this year was more thought out and actually topped out at 35,000 plus lights, and swapped everything over to LEDs now. I used to have so many issues with power, and everybody that's put up Christmas lights know that that's your number one thing, is power issues. So I've been actually very lucky that this year I haven't blown any breakers this year, which was a nice thing, considering I had more lights this year ever than I ever had. And I'm trying to think of what else I could tell you guys. I do have a passion for Christmas, and my place becomes Santa's workshop, both indoors and out. And it's kind of neat that friends that I grew up in school, who used to come and visit my house Christmas time, are now bringing their families, their kids, to come to see it as well. So it's now become a tradition for them as well. And it's something, like I said, it was something to fill some time instead of watching TV. Get out there, do something. In summertime I do landscaping, so that was something I did in summertime, the Christmas lights in wintertime. So I'd have to say I'm addicted to lights, especially mini lights. I have to have lights on something year-round. So actually the backyard, all the trees and shrubs and everything are all done with clear mini lights year-round. Right now in the front I have taken down the Christmas lights, or the majority of them, and the only ones that are left up now are the spruce trees out front. There is 9 spruce trees, and we left the lights up because they're actually memorial trees. There's one for every member of the family that has passed away over the years, so we leave those lit in memory of each one of those. So it's kind of a neat, so every time we look outside, we know that they're still around and shining down on us too. Trying to think of what else. I'm always looking. I'd have to say my 2 worst things that added to my obsession with Christmas would be Menards that you guys have in the States. Absolutely my all-time favorite store. Everybody used to laugh at me. Everybody usually goes to the States to go shopping, buy clothes, groceries, things like that. And here's Johnny in his early 20s shopping, bringing back the whole truck full of Christmas lights and decorations. And people at the border looking at me like, what are you doing with all these? And I'm just like, well, kind of crazy for Christmas. So, and the other one would have to definitely be eBay. It's I can honestly say that's where I've purchased most of my blow molds. I found quite a few websites online that do sell, and I actually have a lady I regularly buy from in the States, and it's one of her best customers. If I'm looking for something specific, I would email her a picture of it or ask her, and you know what? 9 times out of 10 she has it, and she has like dozens of them, so I will go and purchase them. And I usually don't like just buying one of something, so especially if it is a Nutcracker, a Soldier, or a Penguin. So I tend to have, I think, about a dozen of each of those. And some might think it's a bit much, but when you're doing a theme and you have that much of a passion, you need the numbers instead of just having one. It just kind of gets lost. But if you have several of a similar item, it creates more of a proper vignette and scenery type picture. Along with the lights, I do have paths that go through my front yard. When I landscaped, it was specifically done for that, so that scenes can be set up all the way along, so that it wasn't just the whole yard jam-packed full of stuff. This way, you walk through the paths and you had all your different themes as you went along. And consensus was this year that everybody really enjoyed that. You felt like you're part of the actual scenery that was being set up. I also have music playing outside. I haven't really got into, I'm not really computer savvy, so I'm not the type to sit there for 6 months and work out a sound system and synchronize my lights all to that. I do have a couple music boxes that you can plug lights into it and they flash to it. And this year I just had the music playing. I didn't bother plugging anything into it because I had over 15,000 motion lights, like the chaser lights going, so they were flashing to begin with. I didn't need anything else to be doing that. I just had the music playing in the background. Design-wise, I can honestly say I don't plan for next year. I really don't. I find that if I do a plan, by the time the next season comes around, I'll be like, oh, well, I've thought of 20 other things to do. And so I find, you know what, each year is the way it is, and I've been doing it for so many years that it usually takes me about 2 full weeks to put everything up, and just outside. Inside takes a lot longer because I do 6 Christmas trees and just like hundreds of feet of garland and wreaths everywhere, and like I said, I have my porcelain houses, animated figures everywhere, and it's, I guess in short, I can honestly say brings a kid back out of me. It's part of me that I guess will never grow up. And like I said, originally it started just as a hobby, and I do it now for the public. It's like I said, it brightens up our winter days, and I don't know what else to tell you guys. You'll have to excuse me as well. I'm still not feeling well, so might sound a little weird and whatnot. But I hope this is alright, and along with everything else, I do hope that you guys do make the trek up here to come see Winnipeg and my display outside. And I guess we'll leave it at that. Hope to hear from you guys soon, and I enjoy watching the Christmas light shows you guys put on every year. It was nice that there were some new ones put on this year, and because it was kind of a little monotonous the last few years. It was the same ones over and over and over again. It is nice to have something fresh and new every year. It makes it a little more interesting, and finding those little gems, kind of like my place, in a little different part of the world. So again, I thank you guys for this opportunity, and if you need any more information or whatnot, feel free to get a hold of me. Otherwise, I'm going to head back to bed because, like I said, I'm still not feeling 100% yet, and just really waiting for spring to come. Yeah, hope to talk to you guys soon. Merry Christmas. Light up your lights. Bye.